Okay, I got my other phone now because can I make that brighter? Whatever. Dude, I got my other phone I'm using. The screen is fucked up maybe, but whatever. Dude, dude, you want to know something? I'm noticing something like in in society or whatever you want to say. Um the shit that happened with me like in society, it's kind of it's definitely fucked up. There's dude, I got two things I want to make videos on. First is the idea that like there's potentially this idea that like I made some sort of like I made some kind of mistakes while I was on either before, well, both, like maybe before I went on vacation, and then while I was on vacation. And the truth of the matter is that shit doesn't make any goddamn sense because like all you fucking assholes hated me before I was on vacation, so I don't see how um that makes any sense. Like I go on vacation, right? And then like the people whose country I'm in, right? They go, "Okay, now that he did that, like we don't want to do anything with him." Like that shit like makes any sense. Like I graffiti something and like people are like, "Oh man, that really upset me that he fucking graffitied something that like technically doesn't fucking matter." Um Dude, I think that shit is ridiculous. Like it no, it definitely is. It's ridiculous cuz I didn't the like dude, the people that were nobody was affected by that. You know what I mean? Like it was like um a victimless crime in a like financially it was a also like a victimless crime. Um yeah, like no dude, there's no way that anybody was affected by that in like any negative way. Okay? So I don't see what the fuck the hoopla would be about. Um I tried to make a video earlier and I started off with the idea of um like somebody going to jail for like selling marijuana and then like 10 or 20 or however many years later um they they legalize it and and it's like what was the point of being locked up in the first place because then um what is it it's like you just locked him up for no reason and whatever, and the best years of his life were taken away from him. uh what is it and The best years of his life were taken away from him. He's never gonna get it back. Like um the judge isn't punished. The police aren't punished. Like he doesn't get any money for being locked up. He misses all that time. I'm equating this to people that this actually happened to, but also potentially myself because I didn't really enjoy um my time that I've spent around this area, and I've gone on like shitty vacations that only last like at the most like 4 days. So and they're spread like insanely amount of time apart from one another, like years. So that shit is completely just ridiculous, and just any sort of just thing that you can use to um describe that, like a big word, whatever you want to say. It would, like, where it's like pathetic, things like that, like he would use to describe the time that I spent around here. So like, dude, like, as far as I'm concerned, and I guarantee somebody's gonna say some shit about this, but I don't really care, because like I don't know any understand any other way. Dude, maybe this is an exaggeration, but technically, if your slaves or whatever went with you to the like the farm store, maybe it's not. I don't see how it's like you're on like a it's like I'm on like a plantation. So if they go with you, to think about it, if they go with you to get the bags of like seeds or fertilizer or whatever it is, um, this shit is pretty much, besides going to a movie like once a year, um, dude, keep this in mind, dude. Like, if they get to have sex with females, dude, it is arguable that their lives were better than mine. It's like, what would you rather do? Have sex with a female or go see a shitty movie and smoke weed, like, every every month, like have a blunt like once a month? It's like, if they could have tobacco, maybe that's just as good. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe weed's better. But like, dude, I'm trying to equate. I think you can kind of understand, dude. God forbid, like they actually have weed in on that shit. Like, there's no, there's, there's no, or like somehow they can make like moonshine or some shit. Like, dude, like this is definitely worse. It was worse. There's absolutely no question. It was worse than their lives in like the most miserable conditions that you can possibly imagine. Um, like, dude, assuming that they weren't whipped or beaten or some shit, um, like maybe some of them had a good life, dude. This is worse. Like, if you think about it, this is arguably worse than well, besides, dude, I'm gonna acknowledge that, like, if they're beaten, like, that's horrible. But like, dude, this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You're talking about like shitty movies and shitty vacations, and besides that, um, nothing. Just sitting around waiting for death, like 99% of the time, not being able to have sex with a female. Um, it, it's it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Okay, so what is it? So like, getting away from that, because like I think I covered that pretty well. Um, what is it? I think that I was thinking about something else. This is a different topic now. Um, Dude, you know what I noticed? Like, I only came aware of what the fuck is going on, like, culturally with me, like, around, like, 2012-ish. Uh, you know what's crazy? I remember some situations, like, a long, long time ago, because somehow, like, I have them, like, memorized or encoded in my brain, where I wasn't aware of something, but I came aware of it, right? And it is amazing to me, how, whether it's people that I personally know or people who know what's going on in society, they might not personally know me, but like, the fact that either one of those types of people. Well, the first one, right, dude? Think about this. If you personally know somebody, um, they're right in front of you. You have no excuse, right? Like, dude, you like if you know what's going on with this person, they're going to be tortured by the state. Don't you think you have some sort of obligation to be like heads up, man, these people are after you. You might want to pay attention to what's going on here. And you say nothing. You say nothing? Now, dude, I some of these people that I'm talking about, like their ethnicity is it's the type of ethnicity where they, for some reason, like it's like a psychotic it's like a serial killer that, like, takes your face, like, off of your face and like wears it as his face, type of a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, they take more pride in that shit than like anybody else. Like, I think you can understand who I might be talking about. But some of these people, I don't see what they're, dude, like, assuming that that shit is completely renewable. And to be honest with you, I don't see why the fuck it wouldn't be. Um, Dude, there was a one kid in particular that I used to hang out with. This is a very long time ago when I was very young. That I'm over at his house and he's watching the Simpsons, and dude, he doesn't say a goddamn word to me, and I'm just totally just floating in like space. Do you know what I mean? Just like the lost astronaut that's been like flung off of the space station or whatever you want to say. Like, or like it's like I went to like Alice in Wonderland or whatever. Not exactly sure what else to use to describe that trip, or like whatever the fuck that is. I think you can understand like the idea that I was not awake at the time. But dude, what's mind blowing, like, dude, personally, if you have to ask me, I think that both of these people, the person who is watching me from afar, and then the person who's right next to me, I don't know. Personally, I think that they both have obligations to do something, but obviously the person who is right next to you is, and they don't say anything to you, they're worse. If you think about it, like, dude, think about it, because the other person, right, they might have to go halfway across the world, or they might have to take a trip that is really out of their way, and it's unreasonable to, well, dude, do you want to know something? I don't think it's completely unreasonable, but at the same time, you could kind of understand why somebody would never get around to doing something like that. Do you know what I mean? Personally, if I gotta be honest with you, if I was aware of something, I would probably, because, dude, there's not a lot going on in my life, but even if there was, like, if I had an amazing life, I feel like I could probably take, like, at least, like, a couple days out of my life to help somebody. If it's more than, like, 2-3 days sort of a thing, it might become a ridiculous, and the person is doomed. Um, yeah, I think if it was more than a week, um, it's misfortune. Like, it's just gonna happen regardless, right? But getting to the point here, like, cause if you have nothing to do, right? Like, if you're not busy, um, if you're just sitting around waiting for death, and you're like somebody might it might die based on me not doing anything, right? Dude, like I'm gonna be honest, like if it was me personally, like if I knew somebody could potentially die, like if I saw them on a screen or whatever you want to say, and the way that their life was shaping up, if I knew I could drive, dude, I would drive like what the fuck would you have to do? Like if they lived across the country, like that's one thing. Like if they lived in like if I was in New York and they lived in California, right? Um I don't know if I would help them, but what is it? This is getting long trying to describe this. Dude, I think I made my point there. But dude, the whole idea of the fact that you're right next to like literally somebody is right next to you, right? And you're not like, hey, hey, heads up, man, incoming, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, these people they might want to fucking kill you, and you say nothing. Did you say fucking nothing, dude? Think about that, dude. Even and you have absolutely, to my understanding, you know what's even funnier is you don't have any ties onto like the traditional apparatus of like where that shit is originating from. Like you've broken off into some sort of other uh fucking country or whatever you want to say, like and you still don't do anything, like you don't have any um I think you can kind of understand where I'm coming from there. Dude, I think that is uh I'm not, it's like I'm at a loss for words. I'm not exactly sure what the fuck you're supposed to say about that. That shit is uh it's fucked up. Like that shit is fucked. Seriously, that is fucked. Like, cause I'm saying, dude, like if I was in driving distance, like a few days driving distance of this person, dude, I would drive. If I knew where they lived, I'd drive fucking like 5, 6, 7 hours to try to save that person. And the person's right fucking next to you and you don't say shit. That is fucked up. Now, obviously, the person's gonna be like, if you say something to them, they're gonna be like who the fuck are you? And you know what you know what I would say to them? I'd be like, dude, it doesn't matter. I'm your fucking guardian angel. Now, dude, there is somebody that's interesting there that has said something to me, and I think maybe he knows who the fuck he is. Um, in like the media or whatever you want to say. I'm not gonna go into it, but dude, I totally fucking appreciate him for trying to help me on that. I think he was a little late or whatever um on doing it. Like I think, well, technically he wasn't. Just here's the thing: I wasn't paying attention at that point. So the only time it turned into a tragic situation, like, dude, unless you can totally make somebody aware of something, like I don't know how the fuck you would do it. Like you'd wear something like this or whatever in like a video or something. Dude, you can't necessarily say something to somebody and then they realize exactly what the fuck you're talking about. You might have to also show them visually what the fuck you're trying to tell them. but at the same time, I do appreciate what you did tried to do there. I obviously realized it later on. But I don't know, like if there's anybody I owe like a debt of gratitude towards, I think he knows who he is, and I don't know, like if for some reason, I don't think you do, but like if you ever needed like anything that I could try to give you, I would fucking do it, make it, man, because dude, you want to know something? A lot of people are fucked up. they are they are fucked up and they are fucked in the head. Seriously, they like I was describing earlier, like somebody is right next to you. They're right next to you, right? And you're like, oh, I don't think I'll tell him about this. And there's nothing fucking weird or wrong about that. Like I'm just not gonna say anything. It's like, what? You're not gonna say anything. Like you might notice that they're not really picking up on what the fuck is going on, and they're right next to you, but you're not gonna say anything, right? Like that makes any goddamn sense at all. Okay? That is some horrible shit. Okay? And you're not part of, and to even to top it off, you're not part of, yeah, dude, you're not part of like this evil core. Do you know what I mean? Like that even makes it worse. Like maybe you want to be, but like you're not technically part of like the evil center or whatever the fuck you want to say, right? And you still don't fucking say anything. That's fucking ridiculous. I think that shit is it is horrible. It's fucking horrible. Um but is that everything I wanted to say? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't see what else. There might have been something, but um I don't think it was significant enough to remember. Um, but I don't know. I just wanted to say those few things. Maybe the shit that I said earlier, the first part before I transition to this, is a little extreme, but because you know I can imagine like horrible shit, but dude, at the same time, dude, I did not really have a good life. If you think about what I'm trying to say, like, there's not. I didn't have like a lot of friends and like a lot of and dude, if you think about the sport that I was in and shit, like you should have like networks, goddamn like networks of people and shit. And the whole goddamn thing was like I was like a fucking laughing stock. It wasn't like a situation where I get to meet like new and interesting people. Like I get to meet people, new and interesting people who are fucking laughing at me, even though I haven't done anything like weird or funny or whatever. Until like the recent fucking years that have elapsed. So that shit is fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't, like I'm saying, this shit has been, it hasn't been um something that I've wanted to remember. So that means it's not, it wasn't enjoyable. Okay? And it's based on, dude, and you want to know what's weird? Dude, it's based on like fucking like the idea that everyone wants to take part in fucking like coward cruelty, like like fucking cowardly cruelty, whatever the fuck you want to say, like state fucking execution. Dude, and that's another thing. You want to know what's even weirder to me, if you have to ask me? Dude, I'm watching these music videos. I think some of them are, like, pretty fucking old. Like, some shit is from the 90s. But, dude, I'm noticing, like, shit in the video where, like, the only thing that I can say is, like, Egyptian Rome or some shit. Like, I'm not exactly sure what else to say. Like, dude, there's, like, an Italian presence, like, in the fucking video. Some of the videos are recent. Well, they're not, like, super recent, but they're, like, from the 2000s. Recent. I think some of that shit is recent. And, what is I trying to say? So what's weird too is that people don't want to they don't want to disassociate themselves with these types of people. What's mind-blowing to me is that they want to be a part of that shit. And that is just, dude, like, what I'm trying to tell you, like, let's say you were wrongly convicted of a crime, right? And they're gonna execute you for the crime. Like, they're gonna give you, like, lethal injection or the electric chair, or do something medieval, like guillotine your fucking head off. Why, dude, let me ask you a pretty straightforward question. Why would people want to associate with something like that? Dude, and also the fact that they're targeting, like, me when I'm, like, a fucking child. Dude, I got news for you. You can think whatever the fuck you want. That's, like, some crazy shit. Like, you're trying to wear somebody's face on your face, or whatever the fuck you want to say. Like, really weird, fucked up, crazy shit. Like, dude, you want to know something? Shit like that, if you have, like, any rational fucking thought, like, maybe it's me, you can be like, oh, it's you because you don't want to suffer, or whatever the dude, how the fuck, like, if you're just a regular person going about your fucking day, just minding your own goddamn business, right? And you see something like that happening, you go, oh yeah, I want that to fucking, I want people to do shit like that to people. I want to be a part of, I want society to be that. Who fucking says something like that? That shit, dude, you want to know something? You people are fucking crazy. Seriously, who fucking says that? Like, I want to be a part of that. That, dude, you want to know something? That is fucking weird. That is not fucking natural thinking. Like, oh yeah, I want to live in a society where the state can fucking kill, like, children and fucking, and, like, random fucking people that are minding their own goddamn business and aren't fucking hurting anybody. I like that. And maybe they could kill me. I want to stay on my tippy toes. I wanna live in a society where at any second some kind of conspiracy could fucking slam into me. Dude, I got news for you. You want to know something? You can say whatever the fuck you want. That shit is fucking crazy. You are nuts. Like, if you want to live in a fucking society like that, you are certifiably insane, as far as I am concerned. Okay? That's not normal thinking. Okay? You can think whatever you want. It just isn't. Okay? You don't it's just not normal. It's not normal. No fucking way. So this video is quite a ways. I think I should end here, cuz I don't see what the fuck else you can talk about, like, unless I'm missing something in regards to that. Like, I'm not exactly sure how the fuck to um what else you would think in regards to that description. Uh it's like, what the fuck would you, what would you say? Um to be honest with you, I'm seriously drawing a fucking blank in my head. So like I'm drawing a fucking blank. Like I'm thinking about it, right? And um dude, I don't see anything fucking good in relation to something like that. So that should probably tell you something right the fuck there. Okay? That shit is fucking weird. Okay? Like I'm gonna have it where the government can do whatever the fuck they want, and there's no like, everybody hasn't come to a consensus on the idea that that could be wrong or whatever. Let's not come to a consensus on that could be wrong. Let's just have it where you have weirdos that think that they can do whatever the fuck they want at any fucking time. Uh, whatever you can think of. That's not good. It's just, that's quite alright with me. Don't see anything wrong there. Yeah, okay. Like that makes any goddamn sense. Okay, so I think I proved my point.